Good afternoon, friendly koi keepers, and anyone actually for that matter. I'm round the pond, and what I'm doing today, yesterday I was in the indoor grow, sorting that out, putting some shading on top, not quite like that one. It's got some plastic on top to keep the heating over winter. I've taken that off and I put some netting over, so just as a warning. Somehow, I made a gap that much, I left like a strip down the side of my grow. And after a few hours I just went back just to have a look at him, just to walk in as you do. And there was me Tancho shower, not me middle-sized one, me small one, me Tamazaki breeder, and it was just on the net flapping about, so it's obviously got out. So warning one, just make sure it's all covered because they can get through the littlest of gaps. So did all that yesterday, got my auto feed in there all set up now. Sorry about the shaking because I'm holding the camera. And yesterday, it's that time of year, lovely day yesterday in the UK. Got the hose out, got my hoover out, pond hoover, hoovered everything up. Some clover leaf went in this 10 days ago, 10 days, 2 weeks ago. Done a brilliant job, fantastic job. I'd have that definitely again for blanky weed. Within hours, I could see the difference, and I didn't have a real problem with it being too cloudy. It was like a milky colour, but it was fine. I shall have to steady this a bit more, but it was absolutely fine. Now, so what I thought, spring clean, because what's been happening is all of the filters, because of the clover leaf getting rid of the blanket weed, it's obviously breaking the blanket weed down. It goes like a bit mushy, so you find that your filters and skimmer, especially a skimmer, you have to clean it every day, just to keep it collecting and not blocking and things like that. I cleaned one of my pumps out to the shower because that had a leaf stuck in it. Yesterday I had a massive spring clean with a pond, hoovered it all out, cleaned all the filters out, cleaned the bog filter out there. Look at the back, so that's sorted, that's all nice. Did a bit of feckling. So today I thought, right, I'm going to hit the pond with PP. Now many people don't like PP. I think this stuff's great. So what I've done, got my PP in. You can see it's very dark rock. Can't really see, it's like a purple colour. And what I do, I get my netting, because it's an oxidizer. PP, potassium permanganate, it's an oxidizer, and it will kill most parasites. It doesn't kill fluke, but I find it knocks it back. I used it last winter, before in the autumn when it was cold, and I thought I PP'd it, did my scrapes again, mucus scrape, had a look under a microscope, and there was just one or two fluke. So I took the decision not to treat and add the Prazi Quentino. Some people use fluke P. Definitely wants to be potassium permanganate. Prazi based, I think. But anyway, I buy the 100% Prazi Quentino, which a lot of people don't, because you can't buy it in that form. You have to buy it from someone that deals with it, if that makes sense. But I buy the pure form, and I find that the PP knocked them back, and it got rid of Costia and Chilo Denella, and it knocked the fluke back, and it killed the Costia. So I was amazed by how well it worked. So I don't really care what people say now, because I know that based on my experience, I've had nothing but good experience with it. The koi, for me as well, never shows signs of distress. You can just see them there at the bottom. It's been a bit quiet today. You see them? See the light look red? They never flash for me, start gasping for air, anything like that. I've got an 8-inch disc there, look, going. I've got my shower going. I've turned the air on, can you get bubbling away? I've turned the air onto the shower, it's got an air line to it. Put my net in. So now it's all going round the pond. Now I'm gonna let, because it's spring, early days, heading into in the season. I'm doing the whole pond. I've chucked pond water to a bucket around the edge. So everything's, all the edge of the plant filter's been done. So everything, I've thrown all the water from the pond on it that's got the PP in it and put my net in for a good clean. Now, you do that for 4 hours. And what you're meant to do, you're meant to keep an eye on it, okay? So you keep an eye on it because sometimes the fish can become under stress. And if that happens, you're supposed to put hydrogen peroxide in, and that neutralises potassium permanganate. So if I had that on me now and the fish were gasping or they're going to die or run out of oxygen or whatever, if you're worried, you can throw, I would need 145 ml hydrogen peroxide for this pond, and it basically it goes clear really quick and it just neutralises PP. But I've learnt that I just let it exhaust. After 4 hours, you'll find that it being this nice, real purple, dark purple colour now, the more organic matter you've got in your pond, like algae, detritus, all that stuff, it attacks, it will oxidise all of that. So actually it's not oxidising the water, if that makes sense. So it will, what's the word? So it will exhaust quicker. Your PP will just not be as effective because it's having to go everything else and not the actual water. So the cleaner your water is, the purer your water is, the more effective the PP will be. So if you find that the water, when the PP treatment's in, it'll be really purple at first. If you find that it becomes a brownish colour, that means that the PP is wearing off, so it's becoming less effective. Then you have to add more PP, and I think it's 1.5 grams again. So, and always weigh it out. If you ever listen to any advice about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons per this, X, Y, and Z, you weigh it out because you can get different forms of PP. Mine's quite crystals. So if I were to do a teaspoon of crystals, that might not be the same as a really fine ground powder. Okay, so you must weigh it out. Do not take risks with PP. I've got it down to a T now, so I can actually do it in my own clothes. But when you put it in water, I put it in a bucket and I put hot water in it, boiling water, and I try and dissolve the PP first and add water to it. And I throw it in. There's always the crystals, or in mine, there's always something left at the bottom. I leave that and I put another bucket of water in, hot water, and I keep throwing it in down just in the pond. Just throw it in so it's all mixed in well. Okay, so that's PP. Now, whilst the PP is working for 4 hours, I've got my phone on, it's got a timer on it, it's counting down, it'll start beeping off in 4 hours. While you're doing that, just enjoy the pond, just visualise your fish, look at them, just enjoy it and sit and relax. I picked a nice day, plenty of time. So what I'm going to do, I've got a sample in the water first, pond water, and I'm having a coffee, and I'm going to do my water test, pH, KH, ammonia, all the usual stuff, and then just watch my fish. I've actually broken a rule here, I've not got hydrogen peroxide, but there's only 6 fish in here at the moment because all in my indoor grow, so if any become distressed, I can have them out with my net and I can transfer them down into my indoor grow and get them into that clean, that water straight away. So technically I could get all these fish out within a few minutes, get them down into my indoor grow and just do the pond and water. Okay, I know that's not much point because you're not doing the actual koi then, are you? But that's there as a safety blanket for me. But I don't neutralise after 4 hours either with hydrogen peroxide. I just leave it, 'cause it exhausts itself and you find it just goes away and job done. But you know, you really should have it to one side, but I know I can get around it. So PP, spring clean your pond. I seen one flashing last week and I think that might have been because of the clover leaf. I don't think I've got parasites, but I've not scraped. But I'm that confident in PP, I like it that much. It's never really affected my filters. It's spring anyway, so my filters aren't going to be that effective anyway. I'm not feeding much, so I'm not going to feed on the head for a week or two. Let the PP do its stuff, let the filters catch up. I'm not a massive advocate of like pond bombs and stuff like that, but if you can afford it, it might be worth, once you've done your PP treatment, or if you're going to do that in your spring clean, just chuck a bomb in. Not you know, I'm really 10 quid for some bacteria. Just shove it in your filter. It just, I don't know, it makes me feel better. I use clay as well, and biobalance. Biobalance is really good for keeping your KH steady. It doesn't bump it up too much, I found, but it keeps your pH swing. It keeps your pH at a good level. Okay, join the friendly koi keepers. Keep it friendly. Like the video. Hope it's been of some help. Have a great weekend. Good day.